Welcome back to Havana Media. My name is Boniface Awino, and as usual, I'm going to be your host for today. Now, Farah Maalim, that is one of the members of parliament that comes from Northeastern province, is saying something. He's supporting the formation of a commission of inquiries for the extrajudicial killing and the abductions. But now, what is funny is that this guy is saying that he doesn't have a problem with that formation, but that formation should start from 1969. I want us to listen to him before he comes back so that he can talk about the video.
Ishu ambaye ni muhimu sana. Kuna wale wanasema wanataka commission of inquiry ati kwa people who are abducted. Mimi nasema, Your Excellency, I also support that. Let's have that commission of inquiry, but that commission of inquiry should start from 1963. Only in the 10 years before you came in here, the 10 years before you became a president of this country, we lost 1,200 Muslims in this country, including my own 10 close relatives, my brother-in-law including. What we are saying, kama kuna watu wamepotea ni wawili watatu wanazungumza, sisi tuko na maelfu wamepotea. Tunataka hiyo commission of inquiry ianze na ile 63, including the shooting into the mosque in Isiolo when innocent worshippers were killed by members of the Kenyan security forces, including what happened in Wagala, including what Malkamari, including all those places, mpaka ile ya mwisho ya juzi ulipoingia ndio ikasimama hiyo, tukamalizwa sikumalizwa sisi. Nataka ianze na hiyo na ije mpaka leo. Hiyo mimi sina wasiwasi na hiyo, and I will support you on that, but let it not be discriminative. Nobody is more equal in this country than the other. We are all equals, and we want to see that historical injustices addressed. Nimeshukuru sana.
You know, sometimes I normally say that before these leaders speak, do they even think of what they are saying? Do they even know that what they are saying is going to affect them more than it's going to affect other people that maybe they think it might affect? Now, Farah Maalim is saying that this thing there's no problem with the formation of the commission, but now it should start back in 1969. The question is, back then in that year of 1969, was he around? Okay, even if he was around, how old was he? How sure is he that when that thing is being done, or that when that thing is done, there will be clear, or there will be clear information of the people that died? Now, let us now take it this way. Even if we don't look at 1969, is Farah Maalim aware that for him saying that it should not start when William Ruto became the president, it should start back then? Not even one of these politicians might be in government, because how many Muslims have been? How many? Let's say how many Muslims have killed Christians, or how many Muslims have been killing Christians here, and how many Christians have killed Muslims? How many? The Al-Shabaabs, who are the Al-Shabaabs? Are they Christians or Muslims? Are they Somalis? Okay, somebody will argue that Al-Shabaab are not either Somali, are not either Christians or Muslims. But who are they? Where do they come from? When they come to Kenya, how do they normally put on? It is not all about maybe tribalism or maybe racism or something. But now let us just speak the truth. Farah Maalim brought this issue on board. Now let us now discuss it. Back then in 2007, during the let me call it the demonstration, when a lot of people died, our president, and of course everybody knows this, that our president gave an order and people were burned down to ashes in Kiamba. Not children, not elders, not old men, not old women, not young boys, not young girls. Everybody died into ashes, was burned into ashes. So tell me, when this thing is taken back, how many people are going to be affected by this? And how many people are not going to be affected? The same Farah Maalim said that if given opportunity, he can kill, was it 5,000 Gen Zs every day? That is what he said. Right now, he's talking about supporting the commission, but it should start back then. So these leaders, Now let us now bring it last year. Do you think that now when this commission is formed, and we start looking at it from back last 2 years, 3 years ago, how many people are going to survive? The Gen Z's demonstration, how many people were involved in the shooting to kill? How many, who gave order that the Gen Z is supposed to be killed? Do you think Kithure Kindiki will survive? Do you, you know, this thing is affecting everybody. Do you think Aden Duale will survive? Do you think Farah Maalim will survive? Do you think, okay, let's talk about even that. Do you think Raila Odinga will survive? So this thing is going to affect all politicians. I don't think if there is someone maybe whom we can say that is clean that this thing cannot affect. So before Farah Maalim say anything, that is why I've said that before these politicians open their mouth to say anything, they should put what they're saying into consideration, that how many people are going to be affected. We are talking about extrajudicial killing. Now let us now get into abductions. When this body is formed, when did the abduction start? We have got the story of the killing of and the bodies were being dumped into River Yala. It was being connected with people like Fred Matiang'i. Back then, it was the government of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, if I'm not wrong. So, are you seeing? If this thing is done the way they want it to be done, that is why I've asked that if this thing is done the way they want it to be done, how many people will survive? Not Uhuru Kenyatta will survive. Not Fred Matiang'i will survive. Because back then, Matiang'i was the CS of Interior. And of course, if something happens in the country and you are the CS of Interior, you must also get involved, even if you didn't know what was happening, because that is your docket. You're supposed to protect it. Now, let us now come to abductions. Abductions have been there, but it has never been there very strong like now during William Ruto's government. The question that people have been asking themselves is that why is it that people are being abducted during William Ruto's government? Here is the answer. People have been abducted during William Ruto's answer because during William Ruto's reign or government, simply because William Ruto doesn't want anybody to challenge him. If you try to challenge him, you are gone. If you try to oppose him, you are gone. It is only that now these great leaders cannot be abducted. But now let us take a look at how many Gen Zs have been abducted. Now, how many people have been involved in the abduction? We have got the NIS. We have got the DCI. We have got the police. Those are three strong bodies in this government. So when this thing is done the way they want it to be done, I'm very happy that if they want it to be done like that, then all of them, even all these leaders that are in government, will go home. Even Rigathi Gachagua himself will suffer, because when he was the chief, how many people died under his watch? How many people? When we go back to during the time that Natembeya was also in the government, or was also in the forces, how many people suffered, or how many people died under his watch? Simply because they were following orders. So are you seeing? This thing is just rotating. You know, the good thing is that it's just rotating among the leaders. It is them that are going to be affected, not even us. So that is why I'm saying that before these leaders open their mouth to say anything, they should look at what they are saying. They should ask themselves that this thing that we are saying, this thing that I'm trying to support, how is it going to affect us leaders? Are we going to be very happy? That is why this issue, 1969, how many people were surviving? How many people were alive? If you are alive in 1969 and you know what happened, please, I need you to tell me at the comment section. Or perhaps you know the history better. You can tell me at the comment section that back then in 1969, these and these happened, and these are the way people died. People like Achingo Neko died. People like Oruo Jode, George Saitoti, all those people died. Get ready. Those people died miserably. It was not a normal death. So when now these things, those are now what you call extrajudicial killings. Now, people like somebody like Ogola, that is the CDF. So are you seeing? And CDF died during William Ruto's government, during William Ruto's reign. So how many people are going to be affected by what Farah Maalim is saying? It's okay. It can be done the way he wants it to be done. But will he survive? That is the question. Is he going to survive? After all, guys, that is just my thought, and that is all I have for today. Let me know what you think in the comment section. But just a reminder, if you are meeting for the first time, don't forget to take a minute, click the subscribe button. You can also like, share, drop me a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think and where you are watching this video from. Until we meet again, I've been your host, Boniface Owino. Bye-bye.